diary entry. Yay! So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to join me, be a part of the fam, be a part of listening to my diary entries. Help you, girl. Or share this if you feel like somebody would be able to resonate with the story. So today, as you can see in the title, how did I get here? And what I mean by here is, how did I get to this idea of Erica's diary? Because in my intro video, if you have checked that out, I did mention that the idea came through fasting and prayer. So with fasting, I decided to do the Daniel fast for the first time in my life. Side note, I'm a Christian. So for those of you who don't know what the Daniel fast is, it is a spiritual fast. It's a biblical fast. And it lasts for 3 weeks. What I did was I read the book of Daniel through that time, meditated, studied on it, and took my notes in my cute little, diary, kind yet fierce. But before I get into that, I realized that my first diary entry in here was January 2020. So before the pandemic, before the world shut down, all of that. And as I was reading over it recently, I was just in a very bad space, mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, I was just murmuring and complaining and not happy and feeling lost and feeling like, I'm going through the motions of every day. I'm going through, I feel like I'm getting up every day, living the same day, but I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You ever feel that way? Or you know that you get up, you go to work, you take care of your responsibilities, you come home. You get up, you go to work, you take care of your responsibilities, you come home. You get up, it was just got to the point where I felt like I was lost in terms of, am I really fulfilling my purpose? Am I even in the space where I'm supposed to be at? Or maybe it was just me feeling discontentment in a lot of areas. So I was just like, cut to, 2021, January 2021, I was in the same space mentally, in the same space physically, in the same space in all areas, emotionally. So I remember seeing in the back of this journal, it has my January 2020, New Year resolutions. And it's the same resolutions I've been trying to do for the past 3-4 years. So girl, are you gonna do it or not? Like, I know that could be a lot of us where we have great intentions. We have, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. I'm gonna get a new job. I'm gonna, travel here. You have all these goals and it sounds good and it sounds great. But when life really get to being life, you looking at, your summertime body, and it's like, I've been trying to get summertime fine since 3 summers ago, So I was just like, Erica, you have to really do something. You have been so just all over the place with every area of your life. So I was like researching, and that's how I found the Daniel fast, as far as like what it did for other people and other people's testimonies that I've seen. And I was just like, it's also forcing me to not only lock in with God. I have always been a person to take a knee, thank the man, do a prayer, go to church Sunday, listen to church online on Sunday, or something like that. But really lock in, like you're really setting your time in the morning and in the evening to sit with God. And I wasn't doing that for a while. I used to, but it's like that just kind of went away. And so that was also my point of the diary, because in January of this year, 2021, I had went through a bad loss of a friendship, which I will explain that in another video. But it caused me to really break down and realize everything that it was triggering in me, everything that it was bringing up in me, and really face it. It hurt. It had me in my closet, which at the time I was calling it my prayer closet, when really it was just me in there crying to God. Like, sometimes you feel like you can't pray, you have nothing else to say, because maybe you just don't have it in you to say, or maybe you just feel like you've said it a million times and God already knows, and all you can do is sit there and cry. I'm here to tell you that is okay. if you are like me and you have the type of personality where you don't like to cry, you don't like, and especially you don't like people seeing you cry, because you just don't want to feel vulnerable or look vulnerable or look weak around people. I know that is so unhealthy, but that's what I used to think. And so when I was in my prayer closet and I didn't have anything to say, I was just crying, because I knew that was everything I was holding in coming out. So really, when you sit there and you're just in the presence of God and you're just saying, God, help, that is a prayer. Help. Like, I say it all the time. Oh, Lord, help me. Like, it's a prayer. You don't have to have these biblical scriptures aligned to talk to God. You can literally come to God and talk to him like you would talk to one of your friends about something that bothers you or something that you would like to say, or expressing gratitude or whatever. So I did that for many days, and I really felt like God was all along trying to get me to sit down, trying to get me to sit still, trying to get me to sit there and cry it out, purge it out. It's necessary to cry. It's a cleansing to cry. So I spent many days in these first diary entries of this year doing that. And what I would do is, I would start off with, I have a playlist of, gospel music, Christian music that I really like. And I would start off by listening to one of the songs, whatever one I felt like was on my heart to play. I would play that, and then I would write down whatever on my heart, and then I would read whatever scripture. I started off doing that before I did the Daniel fast. So to the Daniel fast, the second reason why I wanted to do it, not only obviously for spiritual reasons and try to get closer to God, the other reason was because physically I was not in a good space. Now, overall, I'm a pretty petite person, right? But I remember, getting some blood work done, and like, I just was not in a healthy place. Like, it was like, girl, you need to do something. And I had gained a lot of weight, a lot of which caused a lot of issues with my digestive system. It caused a lot of issues with my sinuses, inflammation, like fatigue, like just horrible, because my body was not supposed to carry all of that weight. So during the Daniel fast, what you're supposed to eat is only fruits, vegetables, and water. So I had to cut out all the good stuff. I had to cut out, it was no fried foods, no alcohol, no breads, no dairy, like all that stuff. I had to cut it out for 3 weeks. And, they say that, 3 weeks of doing something, you form a habit, right? So that's true. So within those 3 weeks, I ended up dropping about 8 pounds, I would say. I didn't really see a difference physically, like on me, like just looking at me, I was like, I don't really see it. But I felt a difference. It was almost like the fact that my body was not eating meat for 21 days. My body was almost just like, yes, thank you. We can now digest properly. My liver is now cleansed. You know what I mean? So I did that for physical reasons as well. And it really made me focus on other things rather than focusing on the end of a friendship or focusing on negative things that I was suffering from. I was like, I just need to give it all to God, focus on him, pray about it, do this for 21 days. So within that time, I was asking God, just like I was asking him in 2020, what am I supposed to be doing with my life? And I don't know why I'm always the type of person that feels like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, but that's not necessarily true, because God could have you exactly, or God has you exactly where you are supposed to be. I spent so much time trying to pray myself out of a job. Like, oh, can I just get another job? Oh, can I just get a better paying job? Oh, can I just get out of this job? But what if God has me here in this job or in this situation for an assignment, like what I'm supposed to be doing, So I had to get out of that discontentment mindset. And what I learned in the Daniel fast was to just be excellent where you are. So at the beginning of January, one of my goals was to be more intentional. As I mentioned in my intro video, I share a brand with one of my close friends. And I even told her, I was like, one of the goals for me personally as your business partner is to be more intentional on what I'm doing. whether that's just simply running our social media. Like, be intentional. When it's my week to run our social media, when it's my week to answer our business emails, when it's my week to do this, like, I'm going to intentionally make the time in my day, rather than just, let me go check these emails, like, be intentional about it, be excited about it. We have been working on a brand for years, and it has really grown. It has really gained good traction, but it's hard when you're building something from the ground up and you see other people have something, or be what seems like in a better, more successful place, and then you start to feel like all of your work is really not paying off, right? And that's the thing about trying to compare yourself to other people or look at other people. You don't know their journey, you don't know their story, you don't know what they're going through to get what they got. So my point in saying all that is being more intentional. So I wanted to, my goal for the Daniel fast was to actually be excellent where I am. So even if I am in a position at work, for example, that I feel like I could be in a better position, to be excellent where I'm at. Stop dreading, like, okay, well, let me just do this little work. Like, no, be intentional about what you're doing. Be excellent where you at. Even if that's just simply, just having the intent to get up and put some decent clothes on, to sit at your home office. You know what I mean? Because for me, I'm still working at home, and it was just like, sometimes just roll out the bed. I'm like, let me get on this little computer, and just didn't have the attitude, because the whole time I'm thinking, well, I should be in this situation by now. And it's like, that's so ungrateful, right? It's like, I have been blessed to keep my job throughout this whole pandemic. So if God don't ever bless me with another level up in this career, that would be enough. So I had to calm down, all the way down, during my Daniel fast. So each day I would write what I felt like God confirmed for me. So he confirmed some other things, but speaking of, this Erica's diary, it really helped me because it changed my mindset. My circumstances didn't change, or have not changed yet. Meaning, if I'm, believing for a better position, or believing for, a pay increase, or whatever it is, my circumstances have not changed, but there has been a change within me, all by intentionally going to God first, going to him before I go to bed. Now, I will tell you, in the 21 days, it will be, if this is something that you have done or you want to try, you will know that you will be challenged, you will be tested, and you will be tried. Because it is hard when you're making a commitment to better yourself. I even had to release some friends during that time. I had to literally tell them, hey, I got to take a break. This is just all too much for me. I have to concentrate on myself. I love you, I care about you, but I just can't be your, person that you dump everything on when I am dealing with things on my own, right? So I just wanted to share what the Daniel fast did for me. And so now that, the Daniel fast is obviously over, I've still been doing the routine of getting up in the morning, putting God first, putting him, first before I go to bed, writing in this diary. I've still been eating I would call myself a semi-vegetarian. So like I'll eat meat from time to time, especially like if I am picking up food for a restaurant, going to restaurants with a friend or something. I will eat it from time to time, but 90% of the time I've cut it out, and I've maintained, my weight loss. I keep dropping pounds, which is a good thing for me. I just feel better physically. I feel better emotionally. I feel better physically. And I would just encourage anyone who just feels like they just don't have any control over anything. You may feel just like lost, like you just don't have the answers for anything. You just don't know what your purpose is. And just believe me, if you are supposed to know it, you'll know it. And so I felt like during this Daniel fast, I was prompted or led to start this channel. So, and to start something else, which I'll share a little bit later down the line. But I just think that you just have to do whatever it takes for you. Whether you have to isolate yourself in a healthy way, isolate yourself, step back from certain groups of people, groups of friends, family members. I know that it may be hard for some of us that have children or spouses. Like, I know that can be hard to get 5 minutes to yourself. I know it can be hard. But if you find those couple of minutes, you don't gotta sit, and meditate for 2 hours. You don't have to do that. But if you just find the time for yourself, that makes all the difference. It could just be those 5 minutes. It will make all the difference to start your day off with, just releasing everything that was burdening you through prayer. And then with the fasting, it really not only just made me think differently, it also highlighted things that I needed to release. I didn't want to go to January 2022 complaining about the same things I was complaining about in 2020. There's a lot of questions as well as about relationships. I've lost a lot in a particular relationship that I just still never really understood why God had it happen that way. I'll be sharing that on my very next video. It is something that I have not shared publicly. When I say publicly, I mean like on any social media, like my closest friend. No, but like it's not something that like people that would follow me on social media would know, you know what I mean? Or it's not even something that I share with my friends for the first like 2 years after the fact. But anyway, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video as well. And I thank you for listening. As always, I appreciate you. Love and light. I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.